Wouldn't it be nice if you had a Google for your world? That's why we're building the Google Assistant.
Okay, Google, show me the trailer for Angry Birds.
How old is the Taj Mahal? Whoa, take me there.
Hey, Dwayne, where we going, buddy?
Dwayne, buddy.
Hey Siri, show me my life goals list.
I found 10 reminders.
Thank you very much.
It's like your own personal Google. Naturally, anything you share with it is safe and secure.
Privacy.
Privacy. Privacy. Privacy. Privacy.
Privacy.
Privacy. Privacy.
And respecting your privacy are at the core of everything we do.
So if it wasn't bad enough that social media knows everything about you, Google knows where you've been. The company has launched a new timeline feature that shows you everywhere you've ever traveled.
A person's every move can be precisely tracked over the course of years. This feature is called Timeline. It was created so that individual users could look back on a Google map at their daily movements.
But this is weird, right? I shouldn't be able to look up exactly what I was doing on October 26th of 2016. See from minute to minute when I walked somewhere, I got into a car, I got into a plane. Like that just to me feels like it's a little bit more than I'm comfortable with.
She's like, nah, you're good, you can do it. She's like, just email me if like you don't want to bring it to class, like you can't do it for you.
We found over the summer, like when Justin went to a wedding in Colorado, it recorded the entire trip on the Google Maps. It records you and it stores your data. It stores where you are and where you're going.
Wait, I thought it did landmarks.
It does everything. So we're gonna take a trip in because instead of just doing it around campus, we figured we'll go somewhere see if it catches the train and how long the train is and us walking around and stuff. And we're gonna see if it actually records you going through and where you're going and everything.
I didn't know it records everything though.
Yeah.
I figured landmarks because I always get updates hey, this is in the area. Do you want to also stop there?
The next key train through 8th Street is now arriving.
So what is big data and how is it used?
So defining big data is a little bit nebulous because there's not anything that's super concrete, but there's a little bit of an abstract definition. The classic definition uses the 3 V's, so volume, variety, and velocity, which basically means there's a lot of it, it's of a lot of different types, and it changes quickly. I definitely think they're telling the truth when they say they're using this data to make their services better. Even traffic data for Google Maps, right? I think is one clear example that everybody benefits from that uses these services. But I think there's the potential to use this data in other ways that maybe is a little more nefarious. Facebook, for example, are using big data to help target ads to Facebook users. And that brings in credit card data, spending habits, shopping habits. And one of the challenges though is that we don't know clearly how this data is being used.
I'm excited. There's no music.
Change here for the blue line. Doors will open on the left. Please watch it. Government Center. The destination of this train is 8th Street VA Medical Center.
So one of the things you also said on the train when she was telling you about location history, you thought it was just landmarks.
Yeah.
Right? So all these red dots are places that I've been.
Do the dots repeat on how many times you repetitively like gone to places?
They do.
Or is it, oh, it's like here, like they show you in the bar?
Yeah. So
My
this is
God.
all that. And then when I went to Colorado, like I had a layover in Washington or in DC. I had a layover in Chicago, and it not only tracks location, like we said, but it also tracks transportation and type of transportation that you're using.
Okay, this I didn't know at all.
So that's why today we took the commuter rail and then we took the T. This is all the stuff for today. So right, we were at the school.
Right. Track to
then-
car.
And then we went to here, and then it follows the commuter rail on a train, right?
Oh my god. Still on a train. To North Station.
To North Station.
Did it really like track also when we took the
tracked
subway?
T, yeah. And here we are.
Oh my
and we are
gosh.
in the comments.
It even took into account the fact that we went on a street and then turned back around.
Is it ethical? The short answer is it comes down to how they use the data that's collected. Problem is we don't know ahead of time how they're going to use it. So in that case, I do think it skews towards unethical, but I think the framework that I've been thinking through it from most frequently is that of manipulation. And I think that is an important kind of ethically loaded word. You're trying to manipulate someone into buying something that they either otherwise wouldn't have or to spend more. And so like all of that type of use of data to kind of push you over the edge without you even knowing that's being done, I think ultimately is a form of manipulation, and that looks unethical.
No, wait.
That's weird. Thank you.
I noticed too. So you don't use your real name
No.
on there?
No, my username it's on most of all my platforms. I always have it as like Morgan Pandy. Like I never like
Instead of your real name?
Yeah, but I was actually young when I made my personal email, and I love pandas, so I was like Morgan Pandy. And then it kind of just stuck with like everything. I didn't want my personal name out there, and my dad used to be a correctional officer, and I couldn't have my identity out there because he would get death threats. And being from Rhode Island, it's a small state, so he didn't want like my family to be like easily found or anything like that, or have my face out there. So yeah, it just stuck.
Yeah, it's less of like a risk.
Yeah.
Like putting like your profile, which I never even thought about.
I think reflecting on how you use these services and what data you openly offer to them is really important. Like there are some things people want to say in the privacy of their own homes, even if you're not doing something wrong. And so that is a level that I still do try to protect and constantly balance that out with like the ease and convenience of these devices versus the potential negative side. I mean, in the US, I'm in a fairly privileged position. I live in a very wealthy state with some of the best education in the country. I have a passport. I have traveled to other countries. And I probably could leave if I ever felt in danger. It's not true for everybody. And so for those people who it's not true for, I mean, in some ways, those are the people who should be most worried about what could come of that surveillance, potentially. And we all have things we have to worry about in our day-to-day lives, right? Like, how's your job going? How are your kids doing? And on, that like, when we have to think about these practical things, all of that is so far removed from our day-to-day lives that it's hard to have the energy to worry about it. And I understand that, and I relate to that. Nonetheless, like, I think data is a big enough issue that we need to find time to worry about it.
Have you heard about big data? It's the latest rage. Everyone is talking about it. It's supposed to revolutionise loads of stuff, like advertising, policing, the health sector, global development and humanitarian relief. And you know what? It's got some potential. But unchecked, it is posing some serious dangers. Particularly, you guessed it, to your privacy.
This is going to affect our lives, our parents, our kids, and I think we should all be involved in this conversation right now.